what happens next is the breakup of the group. And what happened, Julia, she gets disgusted and discouraged. And so she finds another man. She decides that she is going to become the high priestess of the new Israel. And they changed their name from Schaefer to Israel, both of them. And they start a new order or religion. Basically, the story goes on how that goes. And Julia gets arrested for going on the Indian reservation down south and preaching this new religion. That's Julia's story. Riney, he did some more searching in the mountains. Not a lot, but he did some searches in the interior. He moved to Globe, and he's going blind and knowing he'll never find the Dutchman's gold. And he's really down on himself for going and forgetting to take the proper notes and listening. He puts a shotgun in his mouth and he kills himself. So that's Julia. She's gone. Riney's gone. What happened to the old man? Gottfried becomes destitute and maybe a little crazy. He's put in the insane asylum in Phoenix, and maybe he goes crazy because there was all this gold and he never got to see any of it. And there he dies. That leaves one guy. One. That's Herman. And so Herman's story becomes the focus of everybody searching for the Lost Dutchman Mine. Jake's gone. Julia went with some crazy guy, and they went out west of Phoenix after the fire religion fizzed. Herman, in the meantime, Herman is in and out of the superstitions, and he finds a job. The job, around the turn of the century, is working for the Clemens family. The cowboys on the ranch all hate Herman. They think that he knows nothing about nothing. And he also keeps secrets, and he also knows where the Dutchman mine is, but he won't tell anybody. So he is despised he is just treated terribly. And in the early pictures of Herman and the later pictures, you can see that he was beat up pretty bad. His face was really beat up. Actually, Herman was a good-looking young man, but his face got all broken, and his nose was broken in the later pictures. It looks terrible. And Herman, by the way, lived in those mountains for almost 50 years. He never left them. That's Herman. He's out there. It's 50 years. And Herman dies. He dies, and there's no map, no guidelines, no nothing of what Herman had done. Kind of sum this up. They knew gold was out there. A lot of people were searching. Nobody had the clues. The clues were destroyed. Jim Bark questioned Riney at length for 8 hours and wrote down what Julia and him agreed on. And then Jim Bark searched for the mine. He set people out there searching for the mine. Some people have claimed to have found a mine. Joe Deering claimed to have found it around 1884. He died in a mine collapse at the Silver King. There was another guy that said he found it around 1884, and he met the Dutchman out there, and the Dutchman says, "Get off this land or I will kill you. You don't come back to this mine." Well, he went up north up around a place called Round Mesa, and he was digging a well for a ranch, and the well collapsed in on him. He told the people up there, the cowboys, he would give them all the wealth they want in the world. He knows where the mine, a rich gold mine is. If they'd dig them out, they couldn't. 2 soldiers said they found the mine. It came to Silver King, and they actually had gold. But they were murdered. We went out in search of it, and both of them were murdered in the mountains. 31, we know the Dr. Ruth saga comes into play. And beyond that, then after Ruth, there becomes the 40s and 50s. The people come out of the war, guys shell-shocked, and guys without jobs. They come to Arizona. They say there's gold out there, but they don't find it. They don't find the Dutchman's mine, that's for sure. All of this is just speculation beyond that. And the writers at that time of the 50s and 60s, they say the gold is at Weaver's Needle. There's no gold at Weaver's Needle. 2 scientists, 2 engineers went there for 6 months, searched all the washes coming from Weaver's Needle, and did not find gold. Recently, I told a story. They were fighting over something that wasn't even there. No gold was ever found at Weaver's Needle. What was the final best clue? It was actually given by Herman. He said, out there past the Robles Hills, there's Iron Mountain and White Mountain. And there's 10 old Spanish mines that I know of out there. And the old Jake mine is out there. Now go find it.